Coming up next, emotional reaction to an event that changed the world 1 year ago today.
Glory to Ukraine, glory to the heroes, and death to our enemies.
Plus, emergency crews get ready for a potentially dangerous drinking weekend in State College.
We've ran anywhere from 40 to 60 calls.
And big changes may be coming to Penn State's Beaver Stadium. The Center County Report starts now. Good afternoon. I'm Janelle Randolph.
And I'm Paloma Freund. Thanks for joining us for the Center County Report.
Our top story today marks the 1-year anniversary of Russia's Ukraine invasion and the start of a long and deadly war. The fighting has killed thousands and left Europe with a growing sense of fear and uncertainty. Reporter Isabella Leahy is here in our studio with more. Isabella?
Janelle, 1 year later, the war in Ukraine shows no signs of ending. President Biden visited Ukraine this week and promised another $500 million in U.S. aid. That's on top of the $112 billion approved last year. Meantime, the far-reaching effects of the war have stretched around the world, including 5,000 miles away here in central Pennsylvania. Today marks 1 year since bombs began dropping and missile strikes started pummeling Ukraine after Russia's invasion there. The number of people dead is staggering. Some estimates say as many as 200,000 Russian troops have been killed, more than 100,000 Ukrainian troops, and caught in the middle, more than 7,000 civilians are dead. More than 4,000 miles away here in Pennsylvania, the war hit home with protests and emotional reaction.
Слава Україні, героям слава і смерть нашим ворогам. That means glory to Ukraine, glory to the heroes, and death to our enemies.
Sophia Datsko from Penn State's Ukraine Society, draped in an American flag, had those strong words 1 year ago. Now, others are talking about the war that's dragging on with no end in sight.
I have never expected anything like this to happen during my lifetime.
It's all part of Putin's scheme.
I talked with Penn State students Alina Lebedeva, who's from Moscow, and Igor Latsach, who's from Ukraine. Latsach is worried about his grandmother, who's insisting on going back to Lviv to continue vocal teaching.
She's a very hardworking woman, and she's insisted several times over that she has to go back and continue working. And it's a very interesting line of work of being a vocal teacher and teaching in the middle of the war.
The U.S. and other allies have sent billions of dollars in weapons and other support to Ukraine.
I always felt weird about America being involved in like other conflicts, but it's also like America just has such a huge military budget.
In the age of social media, Russians and Ukrainians are getting their information from places like TikTok and Instagram. And that's helped bring more awareness to Pennsylvania communities and a willingness to help.
It's great to see that it's still in the news, and it's great to see that it's still being covered almost everywhere.
Penn State's Ukraine Society offers support to those touched by the war and keeps a close eye on those fleeing the country.
We had several people from Ukraine who had to unfortunately leave come to State College, either as covering professors or some as just residents who live here now.
Latsach and Lebedeva both hope for eventual peace back home, but until then, they'll both offer support to their families, friends, and home countries. For Latsach, that phrase used 1 year ago at a Penn State protest still rings true.
Slava Ukraini, and then the response is Heroyam Slava, translating to glory to Ukraine, and the other part translates to glory to its heroes.
Penn State's Ukraine Society is planning an event tonight to mark the 1 year anniversary and remember those who have died in the war. It's set for 6:30 p.m. at the Allen Street Gates in State College.
Thanks, Isabella. The oldest U.S. president, Jimmy Carter, is now in hospice care at 98 years old. The 39th president has a close connection with central Pennsylvania. Carter used to travel here to go fly fishing at Spruce Creek, a stretch of water in Blair County between State College and Altoona. He was a member of a club there and made regular visits to enjoy one of the nation's top fly fishing spots. Carter served one term as president from 1977 through 1981. His family announced last weekend that he wants to spend his remaining days with his family at home. Pennsylvania U.S. Senator John Fetterman remains in the hospital today as he gets treatment for clinical depression. The 53-year-old checked himself into Walter Reed National Medical Center in Bethesda, Maryland last week. He's expected to stay there for 3 weeks.
Some new development projects are moving ahead in Centre County. The first involves the State College Connector project along Route 322 from Porter's Mill Gap to I-80. PennDOT has narrowed the options for the planned connector project from 9 to 3 and released a full draft study on transportation needs in part of the county. The study predicts a nearly 31% increase in traffic volume between now and 2050. The new project's goal is to improve the connection from the Seven Mountains area of Route 322 into the State College area and Interstates 99 and 80. Public review and comment is open until March 19th. And Penn State's Board of Trustees has approved the purchase of a 20-acre property in Benner Township for $2.3 million. It'll be used by the College of Agricultural Sciences, and it's home to a commercial plant breeding company and contains a 25,000 square foot greenhouse.
And another major Penn State project may be moving ahead soon, the renovation of Beaver Stadium. Alexis Yoder has that story.
Beaver Stadium, home of the Nittany Lions. It's the fourth largest stadium by capacity in the world. But big changes may be in the works. Just last week, Penn State announced plans to upgrade the 63-year-old facility in the form of a multi-phase renovation rather than building a new stadium. Many say the upgrades are badly needed.
Not enough has been done to keep the stadium up to date.
We have our tickets printed because my phone, I have trouble with my tickets, mobile ticketing.
The stadium has hosted non-football events, including a Blake Shelton concert in 2017 and the Penn State Sports Business Conference since 2018. Now, with a changing college football playoff landscape, there's also a possibility of playoff games here in the years to come.
To me, the college football playoff piece of this is the most important part on the timeline.
I think the infrastructure is the main thing. Plumbing and wiring and winterizing.
Based on its press release, Penn State values its fan base and wants to give it the best game day experience possible. While a financial projection for the renovations wasn't shared in the release, the price for such renovations won't be cheap.
University President Neely Bendapudi says the project will not be funded by tuition or education dollars. So where will the money come from?
Tremendous television contract for the next 10 years, I think it is. There can be some money, I think, found in that. How much the state will be able to fund is a good question.
Because people, I think, also are going to be more inclined to give once they actually know what's happening and what's the plan.
Renovation plans must still be finalized, then presented to and approved by Penn State's Board of Trustees. In University Park, I'm Alexis Yoder for the Centre County Report.
Penn State's announcement was short on details. It did not include financial projections or a timeline.
It's been a year since the federal government began enforcing a requirement that healthcare workers be vaccinated against COVID. Since then, inspectors have cited more than 700 nursing homes and 110 hospitals for violations, according to the Associated Press, and Pennsylvania is high on the list. Data analyzed by the AP shows our state is number 2 on the list of most nursing homes cited for those deficiencies, 64. Only Michigan had more.
Penn State's unofficial student drinking holiday, nicknamed State Patty's Day, kicks off tonight. But after past trouble, the university and the Borough of State College are preparing too. John Drager reports.
For years, the weekend between Penn State's Thon Dance Marathon and spring break has been a student-created drinking holiday called State Patty's Day. But the weekend of fun turned into a weekend of serious problems for the borough.
There's a lot more noise complaints throughout the day, and they have to deal with potentially college students who run in and out of the street and whatnot.
Problems range from noise to underage drinking to fights. Penn State and the borough tried to clamp down, including paying bars to close for the weekend. After 33 arrests in 2021, police sent a letter to apartment complexes with guidelines for a safe weekend, including the exclusion of underage drinking, limiting guests, and noise level control. The university and borough are again taking steps to limit the problems this year.
Officers will be monitoring downtown State College all weekend long, whether in uniform or in regular street clothes. However, if any disorderly conduct happens, police will have the green light to make the arrest.
It can cause disruption if not partaking in St. Paddy's Day is done responsibly.
Along with the police department, Center Lifelink EMS is staffing up for State Paddies.
We'll probably have 4 truck staffed during the daylight hours and 4 at night.
Last year, 40% of ambulance calls were for excessive alcohol issues.
We've ran anywhere from 40 to 60 calls.
Knable does have one piece of advice to help the borough to get through this challenging weekend.
The only thing I can recommend is that you don't drink.
In State College, I'm John Draker for the Center County Report.
We asked police to talk about their plans for the weekend, but they declined an interview, saying they won't support the publicizing and legitimizing of non-sanctioned events.
Still to come on Center County Report. After a warm Thursday, winter is back. We check the weekend forecast.
Plus, a workers' rights protest targets a national brand in Penn State.
Also, coming up behind the scenes with the thong dancer as he stays on his feet for 46 straight hours.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? I'm high. Oh.
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Discover new favorites from PBS and locally produced shows from your station. Get the PBS Video app now and stream the best of PBS anytime, anywhere.
We care about things that affect the lives of every American.
We are there at the front line
to get to the heart of what really matters in every issue.
This country has not seen this in 80 years.
This extraordinary moment in American history.
You're making such a huge impact.
Trust is at the heart of what we do.
A Penn State student group is holding a rally this afternoon in a new protest against Nike and the university. It involves accusations Nike uses sweatshops and child labor in Thailand. Hannah Markovich is in State College with more. Hannah?
Hey Paloma, I am currently here on the outskirts of Penn State's campus, right along State College downtown, where in just about an hour, student advocates for labor workers' rights are coming together here right behind me at Allen Street Gates to take a stand against Penn State's deal with the Nike brand. Now, I was able to talk to some of these student advocates this week. Let's take a look at what they had to say.
National apparel brand Nike has been at the center of controversy since the 90s, with allegations that Nike uses sweatshops and child labor in its overseas operations. It hits home for Penn State student Emily Hashem because the university has a long-standing brand deal with Nike.
It makes me feel a little bit cheated because I know Penn State knows about this, and I know they realize how important it is to have the gear for all of the fans and all of the students.
A student group planning a protest today in State College has spent days making signs for the event.
Protesters are calling on President Benda Pudi to officially cancel Penn State's deal with the Nike brand, especially making clothes such as this Nike Penn State hoodie right here. Now, protesters are telling me there's a lot to prepare for going into this rally.
I just want to see Penn State kind of maintain its values that it has, and when it comes to justice, equity, fairness, all those kinds of things.
In a statement to the Center County Report, Penn State said, "We take seriously any reports of violations in apparel manufacturing and of worker rights and have been carefully monitoring the situation." Nike said it conducted an independent surprise investigation at the factory but found no evidence of coercion or retaliation against workers. Reporting in University Park, I'm Hannah Markovich for the Center County Report.
Hey, now the rally is going to be ending at 1:30 and they're going to be ending at Old Main. But now back to you at the news desk.
Thanks, Hannah. Also at Penn State, it was a record fundraising year for the Thon Dance Marathon. Lots of work went into the event, including dancers challenging themselves for 46 straight hours. One of them was our reporter, Dugan Lloyd.
Thousands of people turned out at the Bryce Jordan Center last weekend for Penn State's Thon. 700 were dancers, including me. I had the opportunity to spend 46 hours on my feet for this event, which raises millions for cancer research and patient support.
Put in a lot of work the past 2 years for my organization, and so coming in here was kind of just like, I've already done all this, so I might as well, finish it out strong.
After walking into the arena, dancers stash their bags in a small storage area before hitting the floor to stretch and rest before the dance marathon begins. At 6 p.m. Friday, dancers rise to their feet with anxious excitement. They take advantage of water, Gatorade, meals, and snacks for fuel, as well as concerts, cards, and games for the mind. Once an hour, a line dance gets everyone moving. Many also rely on their own remedies to stay fresh.
Stretching almost like every 30 minutes, always moving my feet as I'm standing. Being with my friends is really helpful, like playing cards, using tennis balls and everything, really helps to stay loose.
While stretching and tennis balls might do the trick in the short term, each dancer here has one driving force keeping them moving.
My motivation is just trying to help all the families and kids that need the support. They go through really tough times, so the least that we can do, we live such blessed lives where we kind of give back and go through some hard times and hopefully one day celebrate with them.
I can't go through what they went through, so I can go through this for them.
Saturday night into Sunday morning, just about every dancer hits a wall as they fight to stay awake. If you make it through the so-called graveyard hours, the Final Four flies by in an emotional blur where you hear about families' battles with cancer. While sitting down is a triumphant feeling, there's a strong anticipation for the total fundraising reveal, which this year is a record-breaking $15 million. In University Park, I'm a very exhausted Dugan Lloyd for the Center County Report.
Well, hello there. I hope you enjoyed the 70-degree day we saw yesterday. It was the second time of the month we got there, and it looks like it right now, but unfortunately, we're only getting to 36 degrees at this hour. Counter into fact, west-northwest wind at 16 miles per hour. It only feels like 26 degrees out there, so it's quite feeling like winter today. Across the Keystone State, a lot of us are also feeling that winter chill come back into effect. If you look closer to the screen here, we're seeing these white wind barbs coming from northwest to southeast. That's indicating our northwesterly shot of colder air, ushering back those winter-like feel temperatures. So as the day goes on, we're going to notice also these 24-hour temperature change. Here, west of State College is 10 to upwards of even 30 degrees cooler than where we were this time yesterday. So again, I can't stress enough, it feels a lot more like winter than we did this time yesterday. Currently, I'm tracking remnant lake effect snow showers across portions of New York and northwestern PA. Those are trying to make their way into our neck of the woods, but they're dissipating as the day progresses. So I don't think we'll see any wintry precipitation there. If you're getting your State Patty's weekend off to an early note, we'll want to bundle up as we head out on the town tonight in State College. Temperatures around 10 o'clock tonight are only going to be around 24 degrees, and we get colder as the night progresses. Overnight tonight will drop to around 20 to 25 degrees, and that wind is going to keep those wind chills in the upper teens tonight. So again, bundle up if you're heading outdoors. For the day tomorrow, or heading into tonight, we're going to be seeing mainly clear skies throughout the night tonight. So that's going to be a silver lining to go ahead with those cold temperatures. But overnight, those clouds do return, and we could actually not even rule out some snow showers move from west to east across the state tomorrow, but I'm not too sure we're going to be seeing any accumulations there. So for us here in Happy Valley today, it's going to be 37 degrees, mainly seasonable conditions here for us. We'll keep it dry, but those winds are really going to get us. They're going to keep our wind chills down throughout the day. Tonight, we'll drop down for a low of 21 degrees. And again, those wind chills are going to be in effect with the wind gusts coming out of the southwest at 20 miles per hour. And then for the day tomorrow, temperatures will jump back up to near 40 degrees, mainly cloudy skies with a south-southeast wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour. As our 7-day progresses, we see temperatures jump back to near 50 degrees by Sunday as conditions dry out. And then early next week, we see another chance of wintry precipitation, temperatures dropping back into the low to mid 30s, but then we see temperatures rebound late next week.
Thanks, Kyle. I'm really going to miss the nice weather. I took the nicest walk yesterday.
I know, so did I. Well, let's go to sports. Dugan?
Thanks, Janelle. Coming up, the Nittany Lions wrap up their regular season tonight in Hockey Valley. Plus, Penn State basketball with a gutsy performance at Ohio State last night. Also up next, with a longtime Penn State coach retiring, a familiar face looks to take over the field hockey program.
My skin, think it's time I find my place here.
Fasten your seatbelt.
You're taking my breath away.
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee.
Amazing.
Well, what are you waiting for? You belong here. This is your home.
What is your sense now of the humanitarian situation?
This is making me emotional.
This experience I'm going to carry with me the rest of my life.
I'll always be so grateful for everything you did for me.
There's a shelter pet who wants to meet you. Meet one today. Visit theshelterpetproject.org. Adopt.
I'm Dugan Lloyd with sports. On the ice, Penn State men's hockey is hosting Wisconsin this weekend as the Nittany Lions wrap up their regular season. The blue and white have swept the Badgers in 2 straight series, last January and then again this October. It's been a rough skid for the Lions in the second half, but after a season of conference play, Coach Guy Gadowski says both teams are playing at a higher level than they were a few months ago.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they're much improved, and I'd like to think so are we. It's a matter of who can play their game the best, and it's always that way. You know, it's always that way.
The Nittany Lions lost their last game to top-ranked Minnesota in overtime and hope to rebound tonight and tomorrow. On the hardwood, Nittany Lions basketball is heading into the last week of their regular season, and they're riding the hot hand of one star player. Coming up off a National Player of the Week recognition, Jalen Pickett posted 23 points along with 4 assists in the team's win last night over Ohio State in Columbus. The game came down to the buzzer with a 4-point margin deciding the win. After 3 straight victories, they still have their eyes on making the big dance.
It's not March yet. Selection Sunday has not come up yet, so just 1-0. Just trying to go, keep doing my best, keep getting wins, build the resume, and hopefully we can get there.
The Lions' next game is Sunday, where they will host Rutgers. As a legendary Penn State coach heads into retirement, one of her longtime assistants is set to take over the field hockey team. Reporter Gabe Njiri has more on the passing of the torch.
After leading Penn State field hockey to 541 wins, Char Marette-Curtis is retiring after 36 years as head coach.
Char's an icon of Penn State. When you tell the story of Penn State athletics, Char's on page one.
How do you capture a legend, right? For 36 years, Char has been synonymous with Penn State field hockey.
Who better to replace her than someone who's played for her and has been working by her side for nearly 30 years? Lisa Brvenchak-Love, or LB to her peers, was hired to take over after serving on the coaching staff since 1994.
I've been telling people, for the last week, there's nobody in this country that cares more about this program and knows it more deeply than LB.
Plus, her husband works in Penn State athletics and her daughter, Kelsey, is currently on the field hockey team. It's those ties, along with her relationship with Marette-Curtis, that has kept Brvenchak-Love here in Happy Valley for so long.
I bleed blue and white, and it's been a great experience. And, I've been coaching with Char, who's been incredible. It's been an incredible journey for the two of us. I love her.
Marette-Curtis is confident in her ability to keep the program at a high level.
I just believe that she is going to be that mentor, that role model, that coach, that decision maker that's going to keep this program going in a forward positive direction.
When the fall season rolls around, Marette-Curtis will surely be watching from the stands. Reporting in University Park, I'm Gabe Angieri for the Center County Report.
Although Marette-Curtis won't be on the field anymore, she's sticking with Penn State athletics in an advisory role. And Penn State women's lacrosse is getting ready to face Arizona State this afternoon in Panzer Stadium. The team is off to a hot start, winning its first 3 matches of the season. The Nittany Lions beat Duquesne 19-5 on Tuesday, where season Megan Murray scored her 3rd hat trick of her career. That's all for sports. Now back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Dugan. A local distiller has a chance to showcase her talents on national TV. Meet her after the break.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Stream the best of PBS on any device with the PBS Video app. All your favorite drama, history, science, news, and documentaries, all in one place. Watch your PBS station live or catch up on the shows you missed. Support your PBS station and you can get Passport, giving you full seasons, early releases, special collections, and more. Get the PBS Video app now and stream the best of PBS anytime, anywhere.
We care about things that affect the lives of every American.
We are there at the front line
to get to the heart of what really matters in every issue.
This country has not seen this in 80 years.
This extraordinary moment in American history.
You're making such a huge impact.
Trust is at the heart of what we do.
A local distiller is appearing on a national reality TV show after a random Facebook message from a year ago. The head distiller at Barrel 21 In-State College is appearing on Moonshiner's Master Distiller on Discovery Channel. Erica Unruh has been distilling spirits for years and brought her talents to State College 4 years ago. A self-proclaimed introvert, the show forced her to come out of her comfort zone.
I think my biggest takeaway is just that, we can do hard things. So this is something that I never thought that I would be doing, is going on a show and competing against others to make a spirit on national TV.
The air date of the show isn't known yet, but Unruh says it should be on air in the next 2 months.
That's all for today's newscast. We hope you'll join us next Friday for another local news update.
But you can follow us anytime for breaking news and watch our stories on our Center County Reports social media. You'll find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and our website. Have a great weekend.